Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurions Review, the punk rock band of war game review institutions. This is Mansfield. It's one of Decision Games mini-game series. This is a Crisis in the Pine Barrens from 8th of April 1864, actually on 8th of April 1864. Crisis in the Pine Barrens. In early 1864, Union General Nathaniel Banks led a small army up Louisiana's Red River. His objective, in conjunction with an overland campaign through Arkansas, was the Confederate Trans-Mississippi capital at Shreveport. Poor coordination of the two columns enabled the Confederates to concentrate their slender resources against each in turn. Banks was first, and on 8th of April, his spearhead was hit near the crossroads of Mansfield. Historically, the Union forces strung out on this march were routed piecemeal, but the battle could have gone the other way. So your job, obviously, in this game is, if you're playing the Union, to try and make it go the other way. But it's for 2 players. It says level is brigade. Hex skill is 440 yards a hex. Playing time, hour to an hour and a half. Complexity low. Solitaire medium. Yeah, in these mini games, you don't have to take the front and back page off. You just pull the inner contents out. It's the easiest way. So the counters look okay. There's disorder counters, there's leaders, there's units, and so forth. Yeah, they're alright for a mini game. A little baggy to store your counters. Let's take a look at the map. Map's pretty simple. And it's got a turn track on it and a terrain key. Take a look at the rules now. Like most decision games, mini games, there's 2 sets of rules. There's the base rules, which in this case are musket and saber, and then there's the mini game scenario rules. So essentially, when you buy one from the series, the base rules are always the same. Just the scenario rules, the map, and the counters are different. So Saalfeld used these musket and saber rules too, and I'm not saying Saalfeld was bad, it was alright, but for a mini game, I thought the combat results table was a little too complex for what was supposed to be a lightweight mini game, and I thought it was either the zone of control or the retreat rules were a little too detailed for a mini game that was meant for a beginner. Like this one says that this is complexity low. Well, I think it's a little bit higher than that, but at least the base rules, that's just my opinion. As far as the game turn, the sequence play is first player moves, first player combat, second player moves, second player combat, and then turn marker phase. So it's I move, I shoot, you move, you shoot, and then end the phase. Winning the game, it's a victory point game. So you get victory points for certain things. And it's going into movement. And there's also march movement, terrain effects on movement, road movement, entry of reinforcements, that's important, and then stacking. Looks like you can't have more than 3 stacked, I would assume. And in combat, only 1 artillery unit plus any 1 other unit can attack from or defend a single hex. Good to know. And then zone of control rules. Maybe it was the retreat rules that I thought were too involved, but... And then going over combat. You get to choose who you attack, but there's a penalty for failing to defend or to attack a defending unit exerting a zone of control. So, something to keep in mind. And that's going over the combat results table, which is a little too detailed in my opinion. And then the retreat section and routing and advancing. Then going over artillery, cavalry, and leaders and recovery. And also your units can form squares in this, which that's cool. Alright, and let's go to the scenario rules. So it starts with a little bit of historical background, then goes over Union and Confederate setup, and then the victory conditions. Union major victory. Union gets a major victory if at the end of the game if no Confederate unit is in or adjacent to these certain hexes. Confederate major victory if no unit is in or adjacent to any road hex. Interesting victory condition. And then there's minor victory and draw conditions too. It's going over dismounting cavalry. Here's that CRT. I'm not against having a CRT like this in a big box game, but in a mini game made for beginners or meant to be a light game, I thought it was a little too much. But that's just personal preference. That's my opinion. But anyhow, just wanted to show you guys this game. Maybe one of these days I'll get a chance to try it and review it. When that will be, I have no idea. But this is what the components look like. Thanks for watching. And if you liked the video, please click like on it. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.